In today's video, we're going to be looking at something that we have touched on previously. However, today we're going to be going even further down the rabbit hole. We're going to be looking at piercings that just should damn well not exist. If you want to have a look at the previous video I did of this, please check it out because it's bloody crazy. We're just gonna get even crazier because we love a little bit of a craziness up in our lives, do we not? This is just sick to me. I don't know what type of person thinks this is a good idea. The way the hands are like held, it's like,
I'm a tough boy and I do tough boy things.
It's like instead of having those like, what are they called? Like knuckle dusters, we'll just pop some piercings there. From the ridiculous look of this, I'd say it's been done with PTFE bars because they can move quite easily in the sense that they can bend. You would see these in things like surface piercings, which, you know, have such an insanely high rejection rate that they just, majority of them just shouldn't be done. But this just takes us to a new level of like, it's never going to work, but it's definitely like a tough boy thing. Like,
let's be fucking tough. Bring the boys together, let's be tough and put these so that we can go beat some people at the local pub.
That is just the vibe I'm getting. Let's steer away from glassing people because this gives me a whole new tool to use to punch people. Cute. I love the many uses for Pinterest. We've got it for the stay-at-home mums who are like, oh, look at my cute decor and like all my little recipes. And then we've got just fucking crazy piercings on there. It's a never-ending world of excitement and intrigue. And here is our favorite piercing, the knuckle piercing, taken to another level with some spikes, like some big boy spikes. We're talking Wolverine here. This person just wants to be a part of X-Men. Newsflash for you. X-Men isn't a real thing. Not gonna happen for you. And also, whoever did these, absolute idiot. I don't know why people have agreed to do these sort of things because like they're never going to work. The same as I spoke about in the previous video about anything that's like on your ring fingers and that sort of thing. Your ring fingers. Are all your fingers your ring fingers? I suppose they are. It'll just get caught on shit. You use your hands for so much and they move a lot. The thing you need to remember with piercings is not only like when they're pierced in areas that just should not be pierced, they will get caught on things. It also has a lot to do with movement in areas of your body. When certain areas of your body have a lot of movement, like your hands and your knuckles, you see, like I don't really need to show you that your knuckles move, maybe just look down at your own. There's movement there and the piercing's constantly going to be moving, which causes it to not be able to heal, and it also causes it to reject and migrate because like your body wants to push it out. Next, yucky yucky. Let me hear you say yucky because this is so yucky. Armpits are sickening. Why? Yucky yucky armpit, yucky yucky armpit. Stinky, smelly, sweaty armpit. We'll just pop some jewelry in there. It's constantly like sitting under a sweaty, stinky place. Sweat. Why do you think people have smelly little armpits? It's because there's like bacteria under there. The combination of heat and moisture together is already a little farm for bacteria. Little farm. Bring the pigs and the chickens and the cows in and we can all join this little armpit farm. This is Farmer Joe and this is his armpit farm. You've got lymph nodes in your armpits as well. Like yucky armpits. I don't want to look at it for too long. It's making me like feel very weird. Hair holds and like breeds bacteria. So does sweat and moisture, and having it just like enclosed underneath there. Like how often are you doing this to show off your armpits? When do you ever see people's armpits? You rarely see someone's armpits. So like no one's gonna see this piercing either. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard of in my life. And now we move on to a very controversial and very, what you would want to believe is fake piercing, but it's bloody not apparently. There are people who are performing this, couldn't tell you where, and would tell you do not do it. If there is someone that is telling you that this piercing is viable, do not listen to them because it is not. Just think about it. Your eye is such a sensitive spot. I don't know how many times I have to say it and how angry I have to get about these things, but like, once again, it's piercers taking their profession into an area that they know nothing about. There is an abundance of piercings that are possible to get. So why are people going after getting these piercings that should not and cannot be done for the sake of them not going to work or for the sake of them being extremely, extremely dangerous. Me just wanting to demonstrate to you constantly, but like think about how much your eye moves and how sensitive your eye area is, and also how important your sight is. To put that at risk for a piercing is just stupid. No piercing is worth putting yourself at risk. Your eyes are constantly like flushing themselves out and cleaning themselves, and that's why you like have sleep when you wake up, because it's like pushing things out. I just think the eye would like absolutely have a meltdown. It would just freak out because it wouldn't know what this foreign object is and nothing should be going there. Even think about like when you first put like contacts in, your eyes freak out, and contacts are something that have been designed specifically for you to wear in your eyes. This certainly is not. No type of jewelry should be going anywhere near your eye. Even if you get like things like glitter or eyelashes in your eyes, like your eyes like get out. So I can imagine that your eye would just be constantly like seeping and leaking and yucky and blah, and it would just rub and irritate and have no idea of the permanent damage that could do, but I think there would be a lot of damage. We have yet another around the eye region. What? Our eyes are so beautiful and spectacular to look at as it is. Why do we need to add anything else? I don't understand. It just looks stupid. We've got a curved bar in there, just a demonstration for you. I'll just wink a little bit, like we all blink and wink a lot. There's just a lot of movement in that area. Whether this person has actually kept this jewelry in and it's been sitting there and slowly migrating, I would not have a clue, but that kind of is what it looks like has happened, or whether it's been pierced with quite a small amount of skin and they've just put a bar in that is far too large for it. And also looking at like the redness and the puffiness around that area, it's just not going well. The person's like, oh, help me, like squinting, like, I hate this, like, why did I do such a stupid thing? Why am I such an idiot? Another eye one. My God, people, eyelid. Your eyelid is so thin and fine and delicate. The danger at first to pierce it, like putting a needle anywhere near that area, is terrifying, let alone having jewelry sit in it and live in that. That looks like it was just done because it looks quite swollen. It would irritate the fuck out of your eye. It would be like basically sitting, it's gotta be sitting on your eyeball because that area is just like, it's so close to the eyeball. Chin piercings. These are surface piercings in the chin. And what is going to happen with the surface piercing? They're not going to work and they're going to migrate. They're going to reject and your body's going to hate them. If you're that desperate to put something in that area, put some dermals in there and like look at them. They're red and they're probably sore and you can tell there's pus forming there. The body is not happy, and no matter how much you attend to that piercing and you care for it and you clean it, it is not going to be happy with you and it will just stay red and raw. It'll raw dog it for the rest of time. And here we have one that like I'm not 100% sure how real and true to itself this one is. If it is real, this is obviously just for show. There is no person who is just like walking around with this all of the time. This is supposedly called a dinosaur piercing. If anything, they would be dermal anchors and this wouldn't be worn all the time. Obviously dermals can be screwed off so you can wear like any top on a dermal, and this would potentially just be something that's temporary. Obviously definitely temporary because you couldn't even sleep, you couldn't eat, you couldn't laugh, you couldn't play. Concerning areas to have spikes coming out of all of them when like if you were to land on it, I don't even want to think about the damage you could do and the severity of like injury you could cause yourself, because like your spine is a very important part of your body that dictates so many things. Like it would only ever be for show, just like a corset piercing should only ever be for show. And here we have one that just blows my damn mind because it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I don't know if several people have this, but there is definitely someone who has this supposed piercing. No piercer would actually perform this. That's just like a gaping hole in your body. That ain't cute. It's called an ankle piercing, but then some people call it an Achilles piercing, but surely if you put it through your Achilles heel, you can't walk. What's the movie where like there's like some story about someone hitting, is the guy's name Achilles? I think his name is Achilles. Like gets stabbed in the Achilles and then it's a big famous like story for life. Is it Mel Gibson that plays that character? I feel like that would just be Mel Gibson character. Or Nicolas Cage. His acting in that moment where the sword goes through the Achilles heel would just be absolutely perfection, and I just need to see that film. Potentially it could be done with something like a biopsy punch, like something that you do punches and dermals with, but I really have no idea. And like to wear something through that, like your shoes must be low shoes and never come up too close to the ankle, and your socks must never come over. I just think if you caught that on something too, ouchie mama. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know which one you thought was the absolute craziest piercing you've ever seen. The craziest one to me, probably anything around the eyes, because it's something that like is being done and potentially being done on a regular basis by crazy piercers, and I just hate it and I don't want to see it. Also, don't get any of these piercings, okay? Thanks.
Let's be fucking tough. Bring the boys together, let's be tough.